Hello, everybody. Welcome back into the 500 Club here at Daytona International Speedway in the infield of sunny and 85-degree weather, Daytona Beach. We are now joined by NASCAR's most popular driver, the driver of the number 9, Chase Elliott. Welcome to Daytona, my friend. The off-season is over.
Definitely over. Here we are.
You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm excited.
You guys had a fast race car just based off of what we saw in qualifying, but there's still a lot more racing to go before we even get to the Daytona 500. Are you guys feeling confident? Are there things you guys still need to work on?
Honestly, you're kind of locked for the duel on Thursday night, so you kind of have what you have for that. I think for Sunday you're going to have more opportunities to work on your car, so probably aren't going to drive great on Thursday night just because everybody was kind of in qualifying mode, trying to go fast. So I don't expect the cars to drive perfect Thursday, so we'll kind of reevaluate, I think, on practice on Friday, hopefully with the same car we start tomorrow night with, and yeah, go from there.
I know that you love Daytona, but you've also talked about over the last couple of weeks that you also don't have the best history with Daytona.
For sure.
So what is it going to take to finish the race? You don't have to be in one piece because nobody ever is in one piece when they get to victory lane, but to find victory lane here at Daytona. Your dad did it twice, so we need another Elliott in victory lane.
Yeah. It'd be great. I wish I knew. I mean, I've crashed here more than I've finished, I feel like. So I don't know. You see guys that are really aggressive, and I feel like I've tried to be that guy sometimes. Sometimes it works out pretty good, and other times you see guys that are really conservative win.
You were aggressive in the Clash.
And I don't think that there's been like a real consistent way. Like, I don't think the guy that's been super aggressive has just won a ton, and I don't think the guy that's been super conservative has won a ton. So I don't know. It's hard because there's a point in time in the race where you're going to have to get aggressive if you're gonna either put yourself in a good position or keep yourself in a good position. And that might work out for you or it might not, and I don't know. I don't know the balance of it, but I'd like to finish one for sure. So, I know the only plate race that's ever really gone good was Talladega last year, and didn't really feel like I did anything spectacular during that race. It just kind of worked out for me, and I was gifted the lead, and it was at the right time. So I don't know if I just hope for that and see where it goes or try to push at the right time.
You've got the Napa colors on. They just extended their partnership with you. You actually have a lot of great partners. How does that help you have confidence on the track? Because there's drivers in other positions where they're, having to actually worry about, is there going to be money to race?
Yeah, I've been really lucky. I mean, obviously, when Napa came in, they came in at a really crucial time in my career there when I was, on the fence of not racing full-time or what was then Nationwide that year. So, for them to come in when they did was a big deal. And they've been really good to me, so I'm glad to see him on board for 2 more years. I think it's good for me, but I think it's also good for the sport. I mean, I think they're kind of leading by example, and they're really the only partner I know of that's in as many different areas of racing as they're in. I mean, you're in NASCAR, IndyCar, sprint cars, NHRA. I mean, I don't know of another sponsor that does that. So I think it's really cool that they're as committed to racing and not just NASCAR. I mean, I think it's good for everybody. So we're glad to have them back.
We've asked every driver what their off-season has looked like. I'm not even going to bring up football because both of us lost to the same team in the postseason, so we won't even talk about that. But what did your off-season look like? Any fun trips? I know you guys always travel.
I didn't travel this year. First time
You don't have the bug.
Yeah.
You're always getting up in that airplane.
I know. I just don't know. I just stayed home a lot this winter, and I didn't really go in there. I went skiing for a few days, just a few days. But other than that, I was home. And
did you go to CB Nationals?
I did go to Chili Bowl. That was all that same trip, actually.
Yeah.
I was coming back from skiing. That was my first time.
What was your takeaway?
Thought it was awesome. Loved it. I thought it was as great of a atmosphere for a race of some sort that I've ever been to. I mean, it was great. And part of me is like, man, I wish there was more of them. I wish they raced indoors like that more often. I think that was really cool. But then the other part of me is like, well, if you did it all,
away from it.
Yeah, if you did it all the time, then it
special.
wouldn't be special anymore. So they have a good thing working out there, and the people who run that deal obviously have done a really good job over the years of growing it. And I mean, it was amazing to see the stands packed and the people that were there. So I'd love to go back sometime.
In Daytona, it's always unique with the drafting and having friends. We know that Chevy is a group that likes to participate with the friendship on track. So can we expect more of the same coming up on Sunday?
I think we'll try to help each other where we can, and I think as we've worked on this, we started it at Talladega last year, the spring race, and it happened to work out. And I think that's sometimes bad when you're trying something new and it just happens to work out the first time.
It worked out in your favor, though.
Well, it worked out in my favor, and it's easy for me to say, right? But there were also people who it didn't work out for. So I do think how we work together probably will morph a little bit this weekend. It's hard because, with so many of us, number one, it's hard to keep everybody happy, because if you're first or second in that line, you're happy and great and things are good for you. But if you're, 10th in line of the Chevrolets, you're actually more like 20th, on track if people on the outside of you. So not everybody's going to be pleased with that, and you shouldn't be, So I think we need to help each other where we can. Pit stops, pit road, making sure we're making the most of our time, getting to pit road and getting back up to speed. And that's where power and numbers, I think, can be really helpful. But I think to ask people to be unselfish past that is probably unfair.
Well, best of luck this weekend.
We know a pool room who would like to have the siren go loud.
Me too. We'll
Thanks
see.
for joining us.
You bet.